Alrighty, guys, we're back for Rotation Proof Bant Toxic, and this is an Outlaws, a Thunder Junction Standard brew, and I'm Red Cat. Let's briefly go over the deck, then hop right into some ranked, but first things first, this was a patron suggestion, so thank you so much for the suggestion. It's gonna be a fun one. Let's start here at the beginning of the build with 4 Crawling Chorus, 1 mana, 1/1 Toxic 1. When it dies, you get a 1/1 Phyrexian Mite that also has Toxic 1. Beautiful. We got 4 Loran's Escape. This is a 1 mana instant speed. Target artifact or creature gains hexproof and indestructible until end of turn, and then you also get to scry 1. Nice. Good protection spell. We got all 4 Skrelv Defector Mite. Good protection spell, but also helps us get those toxic creatures through without being blocked, which is going to be very important in here. Got a couple Aspirants Ascent, same concept as the Skrelv, helping get some creatures through with a little bit of evasion. The 1 mana instant speed until end of turn. Target creature gets +1/+3 and gains flying and toxic 1. And don't forget, toxic stacks on top of each other. So if you have like Skrelv at toxic 1, you give it another toxic 1, it's essentially toxic 2. We have a couple of 3 steps ahead here too, which we definitely have to do some rearranging. So we're looking at this as a 3 mana card or a 4 mana card as well, because that middle ability for the +3 spree cost, create a token that's a copy of target artifact or creature you control, could really come in handy, especially if you're copying something like Venerated Rotpriest, for example. All 4 of them making the cut. 1 mana, 1/2, toxic 1. Whenever a creature you control becomes the target of a spell, target opponent gets a poison counter. Beautiful card, man. We really are just splashing green in here for Rotpriest and also a 1 of Slaughter Singer as well. You mana 2/2 rockin' Selesnya colors up there. It does have Toxic 2, which is pretty good. And then whenever another creature you control with Toxic attacks, it gets +1/+1 till end of turn, which honestly could be really good. I think it's going to be excellent in here as a 1 of. We have 4 Serum Snares in here. That proliferate really does go a long way, and it's not hard to proliferate because a lot of things have mana value 3 or less that you really just want to get rid of for a turn or something, right? A little bit of a tempo play. But that tempo play becomes more powerful if you're considering countering that spell when the opponent next plays it, right? So we do have Bring the Ending in here. 2 mana instant speed. Counter target spell unless its controller pays 2. We know that's already a pretty good ability, but Corrupted here. Counter that spell instead if its controller has 3 or more poison counters, which hopefully is very often in this build, if not all the time. We have a couple Skrelv's Hives in here too. This is a 2 mana enchantment. At the beginning of your upkeep, you lose 1 life and create a 1/1 colorless Phyrexian Mite artifact creature token with Toxic 1, and this creature can't block. Now, this also has Corrupted. As long as an opponent has 3 or more poison counters, creatures you control with Toxic have lifelink. That is a good ability, dude. Oh my. And we have all 4 Jawbone Duelist in here. Probably a very important creature. This is a 2 mana, 1/1 double strike, toxic 1. Remember I said the toxic stacks on top of it, so that double strike becomes super deadly if you're stacking a Skrelv onto the Jawbone Duelist, helping it get through that way, and same thing with the Ascent as well. And then the top end, we have a couple Charge of Mites for some removal, but then also if you're not using it as removal, generating a couple Mites happens to be pretty powerful. We also have a couple Annex Sentry here on the top end for more removal, but then also this is a toxic 1 for Phyrexian, so it fits the whole theme. Over in the mana base, guys, like I said, we're just splashing that green in here. We do have 3 of the Thickets, 3 of the Sanctums, opting for all the fast land here. We got the Azorius fast land with all 4 coasts. We have a split between islands and plains, leaning towards the plains because that's what the deck is leaning towards. And then all 4, the Seedcore for our Phyrexians, but then also the bottom Corrupted ability is pretty good. You get to tap this, target 1/1, creature gets +2/+1 until end of turn. Activate only if an opponent has 3 or more poison counters. Nice. We also have a Mirrex in here too. That's definitely noteworthy. Very important honorable mentions, guys. So, why no Cavern of Souls? Well, I didn't want to, I guess, dilute the mana base any further since we're actually opting for all 4 Seed Cores. If I went up any Cavern of Souls, I would actually drop some of the Seed Cores. That just means I think that the Seed Core is going to be much better in here than worrying about counter spells from our opponents. So no Cavern this time, but honorable mentions for a very good reason. Also, Ivy, Gleeful Spell Thief here. This is one that maybe should be the 1 of over the Slaughter Singer, but again, opting for all 4 of the Seed Cores means we might have trouble casting the Ivy every now and then. So Definitely honorable mention for a good reason. And then also in the original patron suggested list, Metamorphic Blast was in the list, and I needed to cut it just to have room for some other goodies that I wanted to pack in. But honorable mention for a reason. Okay, guys, hey, I do my dandiest to save the more in-depth discussion for the end of the video, so look forward to that. In the meantime, let's go ahead, take this into some ranked, and see how we do. All right, we'll see if we can get right into that first game here. In the meantime, what am I expecting from the list? I actually think it's going to be pretty good, man. What I really like about it, too, is we see Simic Toxic and we see Selesnya Toxic. And they both kind of do their own thing, but then this Bant list is leaning towards, like, Azorius. I just think that's really neat. We go first. This has got to be a good hand, right? I think it is. Yep, I like it. It took me a second to figure it out. But yeah, Seedcore mana fixes for the Rotpriest. We have the white source for the Escape and the blue source for the Bring the Ending. Yeah, this is a great hand, dude. And pretty much anything off the top. Even extra land wouldn't be terrible, but we don't need land for a while. Let's go ahead and pause until the opponent shows up. The opponent has arrived. Let's get that Rotpriest down. Or should it have been Skrelv for turn 1? Maybe. Oh, Rotpriest is out of here. So Skrelv would have been out of here too, but now we got the Toxic Ball rolling at least. So if you keep the Bring the Ending open, or just get the Skrelv down with the Escape. So this could have been the turn where we got the Rotpriest down with the Escape, but then the Skrelv would have been dead to the Play with Fire. So I guess, I don't know. I guess it depends which one we valued more, you know? Swift Spear. Well, what are you doing over there in mono red, Swift Spear? What's going on? All right, Kumano comes down as well. It's definitely not a bad turn for mono red. Yeah, so we'll have Loran's Escape and Bring the Ending and the Serum Snare all open next turn. Let's see what we draw. Bring the Ending. I think I'm going to attack with the Skrelv, right? Because we got to get the Toxic going. It can't block anyways. We have no other creatures to protect. So, yeah, let's swing. Yeah, at this point, too, I mean, the Rotpriest would be much more valuable. But we might be saying the opposite if we find a creature that we really want to have out there with the Skrelv, too. So, yeah, I don't know. We'll see, we'll see. Right into game 1 mono red. It's pretty scary, but as of right now, it's anyone's game. Oh, nice, that's a good counter for us. Because they spent all their mana and the second phase on the Kumano fizzles out. That's pretty good. That was a great turn for us, actually, dude. All right, Skrelv's Hive is a little scary unless we can. Well, yeah, we'll have the bottom corrupted after this swing. Won't have Bring the Ending open, but we should probably establish this, right? Maybe. I wonder if it's just better to just keep the Bring the Ending again. Now, let's do this. Let's get the Skrelv's Hive down. Because if we start generating these, we're taking a bit of life, but then our toxic creatures have lifelink. Still have protection for the Skrelv if we need it. We probably don't, as it doesn't feel like they're going to be prioritizing the Skrelv. Ooh, Godric. Oh, buddy, that would have been a really good counter as well. Okay, Godric is a problem, but we do have Serum Snare, luckily. So mana off the top would not be terrible. Could I wonder if Loran's Escape for the Scry would be any good? Monstrous Rage. Okay. It's a really good turn for mono red. Taking 9. Down to 7. Taking another one from the Hive. And Loran's Escape not doing anything right now. Okay, Serum Snare. Unfortunately, we're going to have to hold Serum Snare as a tempo play on the opponent's turn. Probably bouncing the Godric in combat, right? Skrelv can't swing into the Etching because they kept it back as a blocker, which was a really good decision. Oh, we do have the Seedcore if we want to keep the 2 open here. Actually, that would be the Indestructible on the Escape too. Could save it. We'd go back up to 7 that way, right? But it's probably Seedcore because this is actually pretty good. If they trade, it is what it is. We go back up to 9, then we have Serum Snare on the Godric. It's not terrible. We go for this, right? We go for this while we can. Because the Mite can't block either. So yeah, we could protect the Skrelv, but we want to keep the Serum Snare instead. So back up to 9. Holding on for dear life at this point. After that Godric landed, that was very scary stuff. Let's see what they can do for the turn. Phoenix Chick. Okay. And yeah, if they stack anything on a card, it's probably... Let's go to the blocking step and see if they got something. It's going to be a Play with Fire to our face. Making the Swift Spear 3/4. It's still bounce the Godric because that's the most expensive thing though, right? So we go Godric back to face. Or Godric back to hand. Why did I say face? Back to the opponent's face you go. That's funny. All right, down to 7. We're taking another 4. Seedcore with this lifelink is actually pretty wild, dude. Oh, there's land, but it is going to be coming out tapped here because we opted for all the fast land in this build. There's a very good chance of actually seeing something that was actually going to be tapped anyways. So these guys can't block. We do have the Serum Snare and the Bring the Ending. We can Bring the Ending the Godric, but it's going to be Seedcore onto you. Swing for 3. Opponent is at 5 Toxic now. We are going back up to 5, so if it comes down to their draw, yeah, Bring the Ending on the Godric could be huge if they just see like mana off the top. It keeps us in for an extra turn as we're continuously swinging with these Mites. Yeah, dude. We're holding on for dear life, but we might be okay. Yeah, especially if they see a mountain off the top or something. That's not a mountain. We should probably counter that, right? I would have loved to counter that Godric, but... Well, wait a minute. Yeah. We could also bounce the Swift Spear. They could recast it this turn, though, too. Yeah, no, we'll take care of that Slick Shot while we can. I was going to say, we could take less damage this turn and just take the 2 from the Show Off and the Phoenix. Take 1 less. Down to 1. Skrelv's Hive is starting to hurt. Oh no, mana off the top. Serum Snare might be able to protect us for the turn. We play the mana. Seedcore. Seedcore putting in a lot of work right now. These guys can't block anyways. We swing. Brings the opponent up to 7 poison. If we can survive the turn, we have the Proliferate on the Serum Snare. We have protection with the Loran's Escape onto a Mite if we need it, which I don't think we will. Because any burn they see, they're going to want to hit face. Come on, opponent. See mana off the top. Come on. Come on. It's a Godric. And the Serum Snare will bounce that back, hopefully. It's going to be a Swift Spear. Oh no, guys, that's a perfect amount, right? So we have to bounce the Godric. That's 3 less. We go Proliferate. They got 8 poison. Now Swift Spear. That's 4 coming through. And then Skrelv's Hive's ends this. Oh no. Good draw, opponent. Dude, this was so close. So at that point, we'll take the 4. I'm going to play the Loran's Escape for the Scry here. See what's on top. They drop the GGs. We'll send the planes. It was, in fact, a good game, opponent. Very, very close, guys. Wow. Up against mono red like that and actually like really going that far into the game, that really says something about the list. Even here in the first game, Seedcore really pulling through with that Skrelv's Hive lifelink. That was excellent, excellent business, huh? So getting the opponent to 8 poison, that was so close that it makes me wonder, was there anything in the early game? Oh, yeah, probably this Rotpriest play, right? I played Rotpriest first, it got burnt away. If we played Skrelv first and tried Rotpriest second, yeah, I don't know, man. I think that could have been ours, honestly. We might want to blame me there and not the build. If I played those creatures in a different order, maybe that Rotpriest could have gotten us there. All right, let's keep the ball rolling. That's good. Actually, quite pleased with that one. Because there, too, like, if the opponent didn't see that 1 damage off the top, which happened to be the Swift Spear, then that would have been ours. But there's so much in mono red that does that pushes through that 1 damage, though, you know? Like, there's so much. Any of their burn, any of their creatures have haste. We go first. I like the hand. We don't have green, but we're splashing green, so we don't have to worry too much about that. If Skrelv gets burnt away here early, then we do have the turn 2 with the other Skrelv in the escape. Okay. Canal over there. We do have Bring the Ending, Serum Snare. I think we're just going to play some stuff out, and I am going to go for that swing on the Skrelv too, get the Toxic Ball rolling. Rolling Chorus. Come on down, buddy. Good drop. Loran's Escape available. I believe we got 21 total mana in here. I think that'll be enough. It felt like enough in the last game, although it did take us a while to start to get more. Uh-oh. Thalia is a pain in the butt, man. That's not good. That's not good. Skrelv's Hive would have been an excellent play this turn, too. Thalia taxes most of our hand. Maybe we just like get greedy with it. We'll like take 2, keep the Loran's Escape open still, and start swinging with that Crawling Chorus. All white because that's how we get by the Thalia. And Toxic 2 getting through. Very nice. Loran's Escape available. So the canal, but then they called human on the cavern. Oh, Plaza of Heroes as well. Oh. Okay. Okay, this could be scary. Could be 5-color humans, right? Yeah, they're holding back, unfortunately. Loran's Escape not doing anything here. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Well... this is awkward. Man, that Thalia taxing most of our hand is brutal, but then keeping a hand where I wasn't concerned about having the green, I think we just pass it back, guys. They have a white creature and a red creature now. There's no getting through with the Skrelv ability. All right. Well... yeah, because it can't be blocked by creatures of that color this turn. So if we call red, they block with Thalia. If we call white, they block with Inti. Relic of Legends. Man, that would be a pretty good counter. But hopefully we'll have Bring the Ending for when it comes time for them to play Joda. Oh, they're holding it all back too. Hey, mana off the top. All right, dude. All right, and it's mana where we can actually play the Rotpriest too. Rotpriest is good. to get established, but then we'll just have the Loran's Escape available again, and I'm wondering if we just save the Bring the Ending to block their Joda next turn. There's no guarantee, but it could be a big creature. Having to have all 3 mana for this is brutal stuff, man. I'm going to save the Bring the Ending. I tend to not play counter spells very well, and I bring this up sometimes, and it always feels like I hold it when I shouldn't, and then I tap out when I shouldn't. I don't know. I'm feeling like the Joda's coming down. They have the mana fixing for it. The Relic of Legends is on the board. Like, they have so much available that I just feel like it would be a great... What? Lagrella? What are you doing out there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They still have 5. Oh, crap, dude. Okay. All right, let's see what they decide to do with this. I'm going to take the Skrelv. Take the Skrelv. We have the Serum Snare. We have the Loran's Escape. I'm gonna say have it, right? You can have that. Serum Snare could potentially bounce the Lagrella. 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, it's gonna be another Thalia. Okay. And that's why they picked up the Thalia then. Oh, that's pretty cool, actually. So, technically, we could let this hit, right? And then Serum Snare the Lagrella. For all 3 of our mana, right? Sorry, opponent, I'm holding you up. Because then Thalia comes back and they lose one of the Thalias, and then we get our Skrelv back as well. We also get the Proliferate as well. Oh, it gets counters, though. That's something I wasn't thinking about. Hey, Annex Sentry's a great draw here. Yeah, the Lagrella's one we don't get to see too often, but yeah, when one of their creatures comes back... Wow, we could pick up the Relic of Legends too, huh? Well, it's got to be the Thalia, though. It's just taxing everything in our hand and making this super duper brutal. We could get through with the Crawling Chorus again, but they're just going to pick up our Annex Sentry if we don't keep the Skrelv available as removal. To protect against their removal. Man, I don't know why I'm saying things in strange orders today. I apologize, guys. Send help. Yeah, no, if we went through, like, the extra 2 poison could have been great, right? We call red, get the chorus through. But then they play the Lagrella, pick up the Annex Sentry, their Thalia comes back. They're going to try it anyways, maybe, but no, see, they have to hit the Skrelv then here. Or they could have us use the Skrelv ability. I believe we'll call white. It definitely matters whatever we think their other removal sources are. They are going to swing with the Inti. Their discard is an Inspiring Vantage. And they see a Seachrome Coast off the top. Nice. Should we block? I don't know. I don't really know what else is in their list. I'm going to try the block and see what happens. Nice. Okay, they play that tapped. A Denic comes down. Okay. Definitely legendary humans with all these, right? But no Joda yet. Okay, we can call white or blue successfully if we want something to get through with the Skrelv. Skrelv's Hive, getting that down would be nice. I think we finally established the Rotpriest. We'll have Bring the Ending open for a counterspell with Loran's Escape as well. So let's do... Yes, let's get one through by paying 2. And I'm going to get the Annex Sentry through. And maybe we'll chump with the chorus or something, right? And call white or blue, so I'll call white here. All right. Opponent has 6 poison counters. We're doing great, guys. We're going to keep that Bring the Ending available with the Loran's Escape. With Rotpriest on the board too, that's going to be excellent. But there's the Joda. counter you, buddy. Oh, we can't counter you. Cavern of Souls. Oh, gasp. This whole time I was thinking, oh yeah, counter. You guys are probably yelling at me. That's warranted. Dude, the Cavern of Souls. Oh crap. I don't play with counter spells very often, so I never have to worry about Cavern of Souls. Oh crap, dude. So Loran's Escape. Okay, hold on. They're gonna give trample to this as well. So how do we get the rest of the poison through? Loran's Escape with the Rotpriest. We can have 2 Rotpriest next turn. That's 2 poison, and then Skrelv. That should end it. So we don't do anything. We just go no blocks, take the 6. We save the Loran's Escape. Right? Okay, it's mana. It doesn't look like we're going to get punished here, as once again, we can just call white on the Skrelv ability. But first, we have to play the Rotpriest. Oh, another Loran's Escape too. Oh, that's brutal, dude. So we won't even need to swing. But we did have the swing with the Skrelv as well. So a lot of ways to actually close up this game. Seeing the Loran's Escape on top was huge for us. Okay, dude. First of all, holy cow. All right, a couple things, right? The deck list feels pretty good so far, doesn't it? In those first 2 games, we don't get to see legendary humans very often, but when we do, we know Joda's going to be in there. It was, like I said, though, I don't play counterspells very often, so I never have to really worry about the Cavern of Souls. But I kept open this Bring the Ending a few times, specifically to counter Joda. Luckily, we didn't get punished for that, and we ended up having other stuff open in our hand too, really just showing how important having all those extra instant speed cards actually are as well. Oh, buddy, that could have gone a very different direction very fast, and they could have found their Joda earlier too, so. Yeah, Cavern of Souls being an absolute menace for counterspell players, huh? Right into that next game, guys. Let's keep the ball rolling. This is good, man. I like this. It feels good. It's given us a lot of options. Uh-oh, no actual white source for the escape. But other than that, is this all right? Bro, I don't know. All right, let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. This could be very, very risky, as like, say we see a Bring the Ending off the top. We won't have the blue source for that either, so there's a lot of ways that this hand could be absolutely terrible. But I also just like seeing creatures that we can cast. So like any Phyrexians off the top, huh? That could be pretty good. Get the Skrelv down and established. Because if it gets burnt away, we have Skrelv number 2 with Crawling Chorus. I shouldn't hover the Seedcore out there because we could see an untapped like white source or something to play too. That way we could have the Loran's Escape. Oh no, Bring the Ending. Oh no, that was, and it's funny enough, that's like the first card I said like, oh, if we see that off the top, then this hand gets a lot worse. Well, we have protection with the Skrelv, and that's it. Let's see if they accept that trade. I don't think they do. And I don't care enough to keep the protection open for Crawling Chorus. I'm sorry, Crawling Chorus. I know I should care about your well-being just as much as the other cards, but you kind naturalist, yep. That's why we were able to squeeze that poison through. Jawbone Duelist, that's what I'm talking about, man. Well, Duelist is one that they want to pick up for sure. What we're gonna do though is just keep the Skrelv, of course. It could end up working out, dude. It really could. Yeah, Duelist is huge. I'll tell you what, white source off the top would be so good because we go Skrelv ability on Duelist, start getting an excess amount of poison through really fast. And then we'll have the Loran's Escape to protect the Duelist for when they inevitably drop their exile removal. So Calyx is good for the opponent. Luckily, Chorus is a chump blocker until they get trample on something here. And the lifelink doesn't matter. Oh, they're actually going to pass it back. Okay, Skrelv's Hive. Dude, we can't play anything in our hand. This was totally a mulligan. But we're okay. We're gonna keep this. Is this spend this mana only to cast Phyrexian spells? So we don't even have a white source for the Skrelv ability. We have to pay the 2 here, actually. Oh. There we go. And I'm going for it. I'm going for it, dude. So we can call green. Keep the Chorus. I mean, if we pull this off, that's going to be crazy, dude. 5 poison. Technically, we could have dealt excess Seedcore damage, right? An extra 2 damage, but we're going for the poison anyway, so it doesn't matter. We could get the other Skrelv down. No. That doesn't make any sense because it has summoning sickness, guys. I was like, oh yeah, we play the other one. Now we'll have the protection open, but now, yeah, white source off the top would have been key here. Atali's Favor, dude. Let's go. That's trample, and they do get Discover 3. I wonder what they hit. And Atali's Favor is going to be beautiful to copy with the Calyx. So, oh, Demonic Ruckus. Oh, buddy. Probably the Naturalist, right? Start buffing wide here. Oh, they're going all in on this visitor. All in, dude. That's a 9/9 trample. Oh, guys, you know what? Where's the removal? I'm gonna... Oh, Menace. I was gonna say, I think I'm gonna chump use Seedcore, take a little bit less. Since we'll get the Mite back, but no, it has Menace too because of the Ruckus. So hopefully they miss on this Atali's Favor because they could hit removal here. They hit a Visitor, actually. Nice. That's not bad because now they have more blockers if for some reason we were wide enough to get more poison through, which we're not technically. So we're going to have to tap the Skrelv. Okay. Oh no, guys. Everything in our hand can't be cast. We drew really bad. However, holy cow, if the mana would have lined up for us, this would have been it, dude. This would have been game. Skrelv onto Duelist. And then the Ascent onto Duelist. That's pretty crazy, man. All right, we don't have a successful way through, so we're just going for it. And we'll activate the Seedcore as well. I mean, we might as well full swing too. And see what we can do with that Seedcore. Yeah, I'll tell you what, dude. These games have really showcased the power level that Toxic can bring to the table. Things definitely didn't line up this time round, but... Alright, Seedcore onto the Duelist. And then Seedcore onto the Crawling Chorus. Very, very close, man. So a mulligan... I mean, technically, we could have seen things in a much slower order, too. Definitely going to let the opponent play this out, guys. Instead of going Selesnya enchantments, they got something very fun here. Wow, Kumano making the list here, too. Nice. Nice, opponent. I like it. Did we drop him the GGs? Drop him the GGs as well. Audacity, of course, making the cut, too. Yep. Good stuff, man. thinking. No, I feel that. I feel that. Is this worth the full swing? Says the opponent. I'm not quite sure. Minus 19. We were close. We really, really were, though. Ah, man. Okay. Let's keep going. We're 34 minutes in. We got time for one more. And I think we can definitely end on a high note as well. The deck has really been proving itself, I feel. Even through the losses. In this last one, too, I will definitely mulligan if the hand deserves to be destroyed. Oh, okay. We got all three mana colors in our hand here. Everything we need. Beautiful hand. We go first, too. Wow. Very nice. Let's do this, man. If we can have Jawbone Duelist survive a turn, that would be turn 2. Oh, Jawbone Duelist won't survive against mono red probably until we get protection. So I'll take the one for now. We'll have better chumps later. Loran's Escape is the protection we're looking for. I'd rather them burn the Slaughter Singer, but we play this before combat anyways. Whatever we play, man, we gotta anticipate like Play with Fire or Lightning Strike. Got the Toxic Ball rolling right up against mono red again. We're seeing a lot more mono red in these last couple of weeks, like way more. Every other game, if not more. It's been brutal, man. It's been uphill battles. Yeah, so mana off the top. That happens to be a white source. Would mean we'd have Loran's Escape open, and we get to establish that Duelist. Picnic Ruiner, it might not be mono red. Funny enough, right? It still might be though. It could easily be just a little bit of a different version. So Skrelv is a really good draw. So getting Skrelv down and established is pretty darn good. We actually still have a great swing here with the Chorus. If we keep the Slaughter Singer back, they probably block here. We could go Ascent onto the Singer, get 3/3 in the air, which is pretty good, but I'd rather do it to the Duelist when it comes time. So I'm just going to swing with Chorus instead of giving them a really good block here. Yeah, Picnic Ruiner's Double Strike is easy when you're rocking a Monstrous Rage style build. Poison up to 2. Ascent is open, and it kind of acts as a little bit of protection here too if we need it. Skrelv was a good draw because now if they don't burn that away too. So Monstrous Rage, so they're going to get that double strike on the Ruiner here. That is a problem. Oh, there it is. They are Gruul. Monstrous Rage number 2. Oh, crap. So they got 10, 16 damage here, guys. Crap. The double strike on the Ruiner completely gets around. Okay, well, let's see. This might be protection open, too. Do we just, like, take the 16? They might not have more ways to give trample next turn. We might be able to establish some chump blockers. Land off the top would be huge for us, too. They could also just find Lightning Strike, though, next turn as well. Oh, we could just die this turn, I guess, right? Giant Growth, we do die! Oh, no! Good game, opponent. Holy cow, bro. Giant Growth was the last card, so it didn't even matter if we blocked. Oh, yes, it did. Yes, it did, because we could have blocked. They would have dropped the Giant Growth, and then we could have played the Ascent to survive the turn. So it wasn't worth the risk. Guys, that was such a fast game. We're 39 minutes in, having a good time with the deck list, and I really, really do believe in it. So we're going to go again. I mean, a couple of these were definitely my fault. We got to end on a high note, right? Like, it feels so good. The deck list feels powerful. Yeah, we could have survived the turn, but then there's no guarantee of surviving after that too, right? Because we're losing that extra flying as well. We have double Rotpriest, but nothing else in hand. We should mulligan because I'm really trying to get that last game victory. Oh no, and the 21 mana doesn't feel like enough right now, does it? We can't go down to 5 successfully. We can almost play everything else. As long as we see mana off the top, I'm not too concerned about the blue. We're splashing the green. We have a better chance of seeing a blue source. All right, let's keep it. Send the charge of mites because that's potentially very far away. We are going to start with the Skrelv, see if we can learn from the first game mistake of playing Rotpriest first. Tough matches, huh? All right, mana off the top is huge, man. Skrelv's Hive coming down. Proving ground from the opponent. We're just going to go ahead and get that poison ball rolling. Now, blue sources is what we're looking for. Up the beanstalk. Might be able to go fast enough here, guys. We might be able to. Loran's escape. Skrelv open with the escape. Let's not worry about the Skrelv. Worry about the poison. Come on, guys. Come on. Blue source off the top. Leyline Binding. Where are you targeting? We get to restock. Rotpriest probably, right? Leyline Binding is actually horrible against Rotpriest. Blue source. Do we need it? Yes. Yes, we do. Just to be able to play that counterspell. Now we keep Skrelv as protection. Or do we just get 3 poison through? GG opponent. Let's freaking go. They decided that that was it because, I guess just because of our board state, huh? They didn't know it was in hand. I'll take it, dude. I'll take it. That's what the deck is trying to do. And it went very fast there overall. And see, like, just having that extra protection and everything. Good stuff, man. Yeah, Leyline Binding's bad against the Rotpriest because, of course, it hits the table before targeting, and this reads target of a spell, which means that has to be over here on the stack. But luckily, escape was available for a reason, huh? And then for that turn, were we going to swing for 3, get 3 poison through? Probably, instead of keeping the Skrelv open, because we had Bring the Ending in hand as a counterspell. Which would counter like a turn 4, like a Depopulate or something, right? But then also, then the next turn after the counterspell, we probably would have won anyways. So if the opponent knew we had the counterspell, then that would definitely warrant the concede there. But I guess they maybe didn't have too much in hand anyways then. All right, guys. Go over this deck list one more time. Rotation proof. Bant Toxic. Here we are. Once again, hey, thank you to the patron who suggested the deck list. Very fun. I really did. I had a blast with it, even though we were having some tough games. Really just felt like it was powerful. It really did. I like the one of Slaughter Singer. I think I'm going to keep that. Other than that, I could also see dropping Slaughter Singer for potentially more protection. And the mana base actually held us up a lot more than I would have hoped. But one of those games was kind of my fault where I kept the hand with the double Seedcore, and then that's all we saw the whole game, which I guess at that point is pretty unlucky. With 21 total land, and we have a really nice split in here. I mean, even a Mirrex off the top could have been golden, just to give us that mana fixing for at least 1 turn, you know what I mean? I like all 4 Skrelv, even though it's legendary. It always does the thing, and it does it really, really well, especially in a deck list like this where we have that Jawbone Duelist. That double strike is insane. And you saw the importance in some of those games where you gotta wait a second. If you don't wait and you just drop your creatures, it's almost like guaranteed death for the creatures, right? So that's why, like, having some form of protection with the escape or the Skrelv open, which is one of the reasons why I could potentially see dropping the one of Slaughter Singer for just more protection. there are some good protection spells that would go right onto the curve in the 2-drop spot. Like, let's see, if I type in Hexproof, let's see, Gaia's Gift is not rotating out, right? Could always go to Alchemy to see. But also, you could also look at the little symbol there too. Yeah, Gaia's Gift, sticking around, dude. I like it. I like the Reach Trample. Trample on like the Duelist and stuff could be really, really good to get that poison through as well. So definitely, this probably should have made the honorable mention, but I didn't really know what we'd want to drop based on the matches today either. So like, yeah, the 1 of Slaughter Singer could also be a 1 of Gaia's Gift, and I think that would be pretty good actually, but we'll see. I'm going to switch it back to standard here. Also, guys, while I have you here at the end of the video, make sure you check out that description where we got that Discord link as well as that Patreon link if you're interested in supporting the channel that way. One of the main benefits of the Patreon is actually getting the patron suggestions. I always prioritize patron suggestions over every other suggestion in order of priority. It goes patron suggestions first, then Discord suggestions, then comment suggestions. Also, if you ever like drop a suggestion in the comments, you can always feel free to also drop it in the Discord too. That would bring extra attention to it. That would always be fine and dandy. Okay, what else do we got to say about the list, man? Yeah, I could have played it out much better too. The splash of Rotpriest is actually excellent and worthwhile. It's worth the complaints of like where's the mana? You know, like why can't we see a blue source? Why can't we see a green source? But you know, that's going to happen in 3-color decks very often. So the mana base could probably use a little bit of a revamp. Is the Seedcore, all 4 of them, a little bit too greedy maybe? Maybe we just like drop a couple of these, go up the Sanctum in the Thicket, and just have more dual lands at that point too. I don't know, when you're looking at the split in the deck here, 59% white, 31% blue, 13% green, and then you're looking at the mana base over here. Here's our plains, here's our islands, there's the split between plains and islands, and then we have the green sources here with the Thicket, the Sanctum, mana fixing on the Mirrex. Yeah, maybe the 4 Seedcore's a little greedy, but the Seedcore was pretty good today, wasn't it? I feel like it was. I don't want to drop these. I don't know what to do for the mana base to fix it. I actually feel like we got a little bit unlucky with the mana base today. Like I'm looking at it and I don't know what we could possibly do to that. Yeah, I think it's good. I think it's all right. Definitely let me know in the comments, what would you do to this mana base? Would you consider dropping a couple Seedcores? The big thing here is only casting the Phyrexians means you can't cast things like the Ascent, 3 steps ahead. We didn't get to see this today. I would keep this as a 2 of though. I think it is still going to be okay, but the double blue on the counter spell is going to be a little greedy sometimes. It's not necessarily in here just for the counter spell though. Like this is also card drop and also a way to copy important creatures like Duelist or Rotpriest and stuff. And also that's a target too. Definitely think of 3 steps ahead is like a 4-drop in this deck, right? Like kind of like top end of the curve. What could we possibly copy that would win us the game this turn? A lot. You can also do things like copy Annex Sentry and use the Annex Sentry as removal then or something too. Anyways, Seedcore can't cast the Ascent, 3 steps ahead, Charge of Mites, Bring the Ending, Serum Snare, Skrelv's Hive, Loran's Escape. That is a lot of the deck, man. So is all 4 Seedcore greedy? It might be, but I'm still going to keep it as is. Yeah, I'm going to keep it. The Proliferate on the Serum Snare is excellent. Just also the extra tempo is really good. The Bring the Ending was awesome, dude. This did a lot. Like even in that last game, even though we didn't get to play it, we felt really safe for that turn. It like having that in hand, we pretty much guaranteed the victory, and then the opponent conceded, unfortunately. But yeah, I think we would have had a huge counter spell if they didn't concede. Outside of that, if you're not corrupted too, the counter target spell, unless it's controller pays 2, that's still going to hit a lot. Pretty much everything at the beginning of the game anyways. Also, on that note too, how I was talking about extra protection for our creatures, counterspells also count as protection for our creatures too. So, all right, guys, yeah, let me know, what would you add or take out down in the comments. I'm looking over the deck list, seeing if I missed anything, but honestly, we get to see a lot of these toxic guys very often, so I don't have too much else to say. It all performed very nicely, I'd say. All right, guys, so on that note, enough rambling, huh? If you made it this far into the video, thank you so much. Y'all are champions for real, and I will see you in the next video.